welcome back to my channel, to Spiritual Gardens. This is Angelina. So we are going to be doing a reading on how does he truly feel about me? That is the question that's going to get answered today. If you've been wondering where I've been for the past 3 or 4 months, I just currently moved into my new house from my old apartment. If you want a video on that, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you're not interested, we're going to get right into the reading. Over here we are starting with group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4 with calcite, agate, selenite, and black tourmaline. I'll give you a few moments to go ahead and pause the video and intuitively pick which pile is calling out to you. If you are a first-time viewer of any pick a card reading, I would suggest to go more towards your intuition of deep breathing and closing your eyes and scanning over the screen which pile is calling out to you. I would suggest to go off of the crystal and just pick your favorite crystal, but it works a lot better if you just use your own intuition. But if you are not familiar with that, you're not common with it, you're not comfortable with it just yet, go ahead and just pick your favorite crystal from the pile. Alright, starting with pile number 1, calcite. This is not the traditional tarot, I should also mention. This is going to be the Isis tarot cards. And then we're working with Oracle and then our crystal wisdom cards for extra advice. So how does he truly feel about you? Divine Sun Child. Blessings of the sun flow to you now. It is time to allow your life to flourish, without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without consent in the Egyptian desert. It is your time to shine bright. Sorry, I read that one earlier just to see what it was about, and I stuttered a little bit. For this one just kind of gives me that feeling of you are someone that he looks as like almost like a lucky charm, you know, like blessed to have you, that you are just like this ray of sunlight. You know, this card in particular is the Divine Sun Child. This one just literally embodies the sun, and the sun resembles a light burning, obviously, but that passion inside of you, that fire inside of you, and he sees it. Don't mind the cat scratches on my hand. I was playing with my cat the other day, and you were just someone so special to him that he feels that spark in his heart, or her heart. If this is if you're a male reading, it can go both ways, but just for the sake of the reading, I'm gonna stick to he. He sees you as someone who is a blessing from this, like from out of nowhere. Like, how did I get this beautiful person in my life? You lift the veil from his eyes, and you're just like as warm as the midsummer. To me, this is what that card kind of resembles to me. And then the next card is Mother of Life. When life seems dry, depleted, filled with repetitive tasks, or simply stagnant or stifled, sorry, Isis, the Mother of Life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave. Open your arms and receive. So this is kind of like, to me, he feels like, again, you were a blessing. It just seems like more blessing on blessing in his eyes. Someone who, I know right now it might feel, I'm kind of getting the feeling that it might feel like things are stagnant. He might not be so full of energy anymore. Maybe things have become repetitive, stagnant, or, the same tasks. Just, how sometimes you text one another and you have that spark of interest and then that honeymoon kind of phases, but all of a sudden, like, for me, a fear of mine is everything will be great and we'll be talking and having fun, sending each other memes, whatever, how we do. And then there'll be a time, a few days, where it's just like stagnant and we just don't know what to tell each other. We don't know what to talk. And then you kind of get that thought in the back of your head, like, man, what if he's seeing someone else? Or maybe he's bored of me. He just doesn't seem interested. Sometimes guys don't usually like express themselves as much as women would. If a woman would be having a rough day, or if you're a guy, like, and you're a little bit more on the sensitive side, in touch with your feminine side, you can kind of just be more open to communicating your issues, your problems, or anything that's going on in your life. And the other person just won't be giving that back. It's not like their first topic of discussion to just talk about what's bothering them. Or they're very, like, blatant about it. They don't really go into depth about it like how you would. But it seems to me that you're so passionate and fiery that, like, it brings that out of them. But sometimes when it comes down to being stagnant for them, don't don't lose hope, because it doesn't mean necessarily that they aren't interested in you anymore. It's more of like there's so much clouding up their mind that they just don't want the conversation to be with you about what's bothering them sometimes. They know you as to be this fun, spirited person who gives them that spark of interest, but sometimes when it goes stagnant and you don't know what to say and they're bottling things up and you don't want to pry at them, because then that's going to drive them away. It's a little bit hard. But I also see that we have the lunar queen. So it's interesting that you have the divine sun child and the lunar queen. And that's what this card looks like from the back. Very beautiful card. One of my very favorites. I love how the full moon is behind her. The full moon does represent like full energy, embodying that energy as well. And like a strong divine intuitive person. So he must be looking at you like you're this very intuitive, like there is a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of a cycle, of the rest of the replenishment as essential to balance our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. So that ties into what I was saying over here about the stagnant and kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, what do I do to keep interest? What do I do to keep them coming back to me and keep that spark kind of going? Don't try and control and force it, is what this card is kind of trying to say. In our relationships, they are karmic cycles. And right now, you might be like at this phase of the cycle instead of the full moon, fulfillment, and, sorry. Anyway, so with this one, it's such a beautiful card to remind you that everything's going to be okay, because you still have that feminine wisdom. You have that feminine touch that's what they desire. And even though you're very fiery and passionate from the divine sun child, you also have the lunar queen in you, and that's what they acknowledge, is that you're deep. You have feminine wisdom. You embody your intuition and your phases, and just remember that and recognize that this is a cycle, and that's what people go through, their ups and downs. And maybe right now they're going through their down, and you just want to have that little check-in from a tarot card reading to see if you're still doing it right, if you're still playing your cards right, that control that you're so tied to, because you feel like every other relationship has been out of control, never in your grasp, and they end up leaving you, or you end up leaving them because of particular imbalances. But with this one is just remind you, don't force it, don't control it, be patient, don't overwhelm them, just be their friend. Right now they probably just need a good friend, and that's who you are, because if they're still talking to you and they're turning to you, don't overwhelm them with heart faces, kissy faces, or all this like forcing your love, you know. It's like a cat. Um, if you want them to love you, they're gonna come to you. They're not going to, you know, every stroke that you give them, they might back like hit you back because of all of that energy you're putting into them because you're like, love me, love me, love me, and you know, maybe you're not doing it to that extent, but to them, they're sensitive in the mind. And even with you just saying something as simple as goodnight heart face instead of goodnight smiley face, there that kind of changes things. I know it might seem to you that you're not giving them enough if you put that. You don't want to start that cycle of like lessening yourself and your care for them, but sometimes that's what they need because it can be overwhelming. And then we have this key of life. Oh my gosh, I love this whole spread right here for you guys. All right, so key of life. I do not know how to pronounce that. I am sorry. So we're going to skip that part. If you are reading it and you can pronounce that right there, great, good for you. But I know okay, maybe I'll try the Anka, or, okay, let's just say the Anka pretends new life being born through you now. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up out on our creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have spiritual support from the unseen world. Let it happen. This is such a beautiful reading for you guys, group number 1. I am in love with this reading. It is such a powerful one. So we have the Divine Sun Child, Mother of Life, Lunar Queen, and Key of Life. So this does definitely very much go with this one and this one and this one that I was saying, obviously. But with this one, I am getting that this is more of a message to you more than how he sees you. But he also can see you as his key of life. You know, it could be soulmate material or your karmic cycles playing through, obviously with the cycles card coming through. But it also says, don't control or force it. Let it happen. So be very patient and calm with them and understanding. And it can be hard because you're like, I am being understanding. I am being calm with them. But at the same time, I have my needs and I want a little bit more too. Why do I have to put in all the effort and they're really not kind of putting in that effort that I am? Well, it's because they probably have a lot of more weight on their shoulders. You have to also kind of stop thinking like a woman and start thinking like a man sometimes. You know, they have expectations, you know, work, and they have, they have to build a family, or they have car problems or work problems or emotional imbalances or past traumas that they're trying to break out of, and you're bringing that out in them. And it's kind of weird to them, maybe. Maybe to them, they're finding it a little bit unnatural, something they've never been in before. And now that you're making this change in your life and you're this intuitive, healthy, feminine person, wise person, they see you as that key of life in their eyes. So don't give up, and don't step in. Why they say don't force it is because they don't want you to step in the way of their creative destiny for you. This is the direction that you're supposed to flow in with them. This is the spiritual support that they are giving you right now. This is the answer. So we're going to look at your oracle cards, and right here we have, Crystal Ascension. Ooh. And then we have Archangel Raphael. And then we have a nurturing heart, Mother. Yes, that is definitely. And then the Moon Goddess. We have another. Ooh, I'm sorry. I just got chills. The Lunar Queen and the Moon Goddess. You are definitely such a wise and intuitive and in tune with your emotions type of person. With the Crystal Ascension, right here it says, I am attuned to the universe wisdom and energy of the crystal kingdom. If you love crystals, you love your crystals, work with them. If you ever feel imbalanced, if you ever feel like something's like heavy weight is on your shoulder and you're just clouded judgment right now, work with your crystals. They're reminding you that it's with you. And there's a fairy in here 2 times. I also think that maybe your spirit guides could be fairies. I know mine are, and I work with fairies now. Not as much as I used to, but I do need to step that game up. But try working with fairies. Learn as much as you can with them because they will help you, but be careful because they are a little bit mischievous. They like to play tricks to show you to not be so serious and force things and let it happen. So with this one, work with your crystals again. Do some crystal massages, some crystals healing. When you feel that you're becoming a little overwhelmed and that you want to be a little bit more understanding and clairvoyant to the situation, work with crystals. And then with Archangel Raphael, I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. So if you have, if you believe in archangels, spirit guides, and the, oh my gosh, I forgot what the fairy realm was. I'll probably remember it sooner or later. But call upon him is kind of like saying that he's watching over you, and if you ever need guidance, that he is definitely there willing to help you. He's a very strong archangel. You know, he is a consciousness that glides through all of the galaxy and in the astral and in the physical, so he can hear you no matter what, just by the sound of your heart. And then a nurturing heart mother. So again, this one really does tie in with mother of life. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. The mother of life. So he sees you as someone so caring, forgiving, understanding, and you know, if your spirit animal is a fox, then kudos to you because that is a very strong character. Also, what are we at? 15 minutes? Oh Lord. I am a protective spirit and I reach out to all life with love and compassion. He sees you as someone very compassionate, very understanding, very loving. Same with the mother of life, the lunar. We're going to get to that in a second. The spark in you, also the light over here. We have a full moon again, and then we have the moon cycle coming into phase again. Very, very strong energy here. I am in a harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all the phases of life. If you work with the moon, also this is a very good reminder to work with your moon cycles also, because you might also be feeling all of this energy and all of this overflowing passion that you want to express to him, but also it might be because you need to focus on your cycles. And also this does go with the karmatic cycles. This could be a karmic partner, and it's not a bad thing, it's a very good thing because there are lessons to be learned in between these lines that you're seeing. Let's see. Move these up. Oops. For you, I did actually pull one extra card, it just fell out. We have confidence. I am confident that in all that I do. Love. Oh, he loves you. He does. He really does. I can see it. Nothing negative in this entire reading. I am in love and love is me. Peace. I am an instrument of peace. And then we have teacher. I have the divine wisdom of the universe within me and I openly share it with the world. Again, the teacher and the wisdom and the mother very much ties along with each other. And then, oh, you can't really see that one. Expanded awareness. My awareness is expanding with an abundance of clarity. So we have the clairvoyance coming into play again. So yeah, so I can see that he loves your confidence because you are very confident in yourself and everything that you do. He obviously does love you and everything that you embody because he finds peace in you. You're a teacher to him. You're the key of life for him in his eyes or in her eyes. And this reading is so beautiful in my opinion. So good luck to you guys, because I would just say be a little bit more patient. Don't be so controlling of the situation, even if it's the smallest ounce of control. Because I know control, it can be a little bit of an aggressive word. but it's not like you're actually tying him down control. It's more of like the gentle push you keep giving him to kind of flow back into that very loving cycle that you guys had in the beginning or in the middle, or if you feel like you're coming to an end. But in this reading, it doesn't look like that at all. Like, I've not gotten any negative responses towards anything that's going on in your situation. It's all very, very, very beautiful stuff here. So I hope this helped you guys. Good luck, group number 1. If you loved this reading as much as I did, leave a message down below and let me know how it helped you. All right, so don't forget about your moon cycles and everything that's going on. It's very, very much meant to be. You are destined for this person. Just give him time and understanding and a nurturing heart. All right? Have a good rest of your day. All right, group number 2. Okay. So for your first card, you have Soul Retrieval. This one's a very, very beautiful card. Sorry, the light's a little bit out of glare. Soul Retrieval. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of your lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power. So be willing to go through the healing process, knowing that any emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. For this card is very familiar for me in my own personal life, but this card to me is kind of inching, I'm not sure yet, I have to read these, it's inching to maybe a lost love. I think if you have, pile number 2, if you have recently gone through a breakup or feel like you're going through a breakup or feel like you've lost someone emotionally, that they are no longer emotionally present with you, for me, this one's kind of telling me that everything is okay. And I know that healing is not always the easiest thing. It can be very hard. And when you lose that love, you don't feel like you're healing, or maybe you feel like the weight has been lifted off your shoulders, but let's say that you don't feel like you're healing. The healing can be a lot harder because you're going through past traumas. And when you're in a relationship that is a karmic cycle, that is a lesson to be learned at the end of the cycle. And it can keep going up and down if you guys want to keep prolonging it, but that's just your soul contract if that's what you guys were meant to be doing. So you can learn the lesson, so you can feel wholeness again. And your wholeness is coming for you. It's coming to you because the healing process is coming. And either you're going through the healing process right now, or you will be going through it. But if you're still with this person probably looks at you as a soul retrieval type of person, that you bring out the healing in them, that you bring out the challenges in them, that you offer so much more, but it's hard for them to kind of understand it because they haven't probably done the soul finding as much as you have. But we're going to go into the Divine Guardian. The Divine Guardian, this is a time of significant spiritual growth and healing for you. Again, another healing card. You are protected during these times by the love and strength of the Divine Mother Isis. Relax and allow your transformation to happen. Your Divine Guardian protects you now. Let go. Trust unconditionally in what is happening for you, as there is only divine love beneath the surface of the present situation. Again, this is kind of inching towards a breakup. If you guys have broken up and it's very hard for you and you don't feel that healing yet, she is coming to heal you. Your spirit guides are coming to heal you. And she's just letting you know, relax. But if you guys are still together, this also could mean that they are kind of going through a hard time, a hard battle right now, just as much as you are. But I'm not getting that you guys are still together, but I'm kind of feeling like if you are inching towards that breakup and you feel like this is the time that you need to let go of this person, or maybe he's thinking about letting go of you, This could be that he's thinking about letting go of you. But I don't want to like jump into that scenario just yet. So let's go into the next card. Temple of Lapis Lazuli. Sorry, I have that crystal. I should know it by now, huh? Alright. Your soul is very ancient and holds the wisdom of star peoples from civilizations with unique high vibrational awareness that can help humanity transition from a culture based in fear to a love based community. You are here on this planet to be you to the fullest extent possible. Then you will help heal human culture so that the planet may thrive. Another healing card. And then this one is another healing card. So to me, this seems like you are going through a very hard situation right now. Possible breakup or a possible break or an ending of a cycle of your karmatic relationship right now. All right, he's kind of feeling as if maybe it's time to let go, but also you might be holding on because there's a lot of healing cards here. Every single one of them is a healing card. If you're holding on because you don't want to let go of what you have, there's so much more abundance coming into your life. And it seems to me that you, as soon as you proceed with the healing of the trauma that you're going through, you will bring that healing to this world, to the outside people. When you learn the cycle lesson of that karmatic relationship, you are going to grow from it. You're not going to get weaker. You're only going to get stronger. And Mother Isis and your spirit guides are letting you know that they're there with you. They're watching. They're healing you. And you just have to be a little bit more accepting of it, even though it's very hard right now. Even though you might be crying over it, you might be stressing over it, you know, the cloudiness of this judgment will fade and you will open your eyes to so much more. I know this reading is how he truly feels about you, but to me, this all just transcends with you mostly. I feel like in his eyes, he probably sees that it's not working how he thought it would be working, and you need to heal and he needs to heal, but he's going to learn that from you. And if he doesn't learn it from you, he's going to learn it on his own time, because you came into this life to learn a lesson together. That's why you signed this contract together. And if he's not your soulmate, he's not your soulmate. They're coming for you. Your angels, your guides, and your divine consciousness would never set you up for failure. There's so much more coming for you. Miracle of Isis. Isis offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing. Let go and let the goddess be. Again, another let go card. Yeah, this is definitely a breakup kind of situation. I'm pretty sure you guys are going through a broke up, or you're you kind of are going through a hard time right now, and your mind is so clouded by all of this. And every single card is a healing card, and they're letting you know, don't be so worked up about it. Don't hold on to him. Let go of him. And I know it's hard, easier said than done, always. Everyone goes through these very hard decisions to let them go, because you think, I have worked so hard to get this person in my life. I have waited. I have manifested. I have trusted him. I gave him so much, and now I just have to throw it all away. But it's not throwing it all away. There is so much more coming to you, and let's find out what it is. I know this isn't like what he thinks about you, and you probably wanted something more of like what his thoughts are, what's in his head, but Spirit is talking right now, and they're telling you, let go, stop fixating on him, don't keep thinking about him, worry about yourself and heal yourself, because so much more is going to come for you once you are in your right mindset. Archangel Gabriel, movement meditation, earth element, and celebrate life. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful pull. Okay, so with this first card from our oracle deck is, I invite Archangel Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. This one kind of just means to me there is still hope to embody with this situation, because all of this white, the full moon, that's something kind of leaning towards a cycle. The moon is part of cycles, so this is a karmatic situation. And then with the movement meditation, I celebrate and honor my physical body through dance and movement. So whatever hobbies you have, whatever things that you love to do that involve movement, like yoga, exercising, bike riding, skateboarding, surfing, whatever it may be, they're letting you know that it's easier to distract yourself and heal and use this positive energy than to dwell on what's going on in their head, what's going on in their life. Because right now, there's nothing to do with him right now. This is all you. And I know we came onto this video to find something through his eyes, but group number 2, they are strongly encouraging you heal yourself. And if you guys aren't broken up, maybe he's looking at you like you're a healing person, but also it just seems to me that you guys are no longer a match anymore. Your vibration is much higher than his or hers, and it's time to move on to meet that perfect match of yours and to get yourself to equal out to them. I am grateful and accept the abundance the earth bestows on me. With this elemental card, I always end up getting this card. I love it so much because it reminds you to be a part of the earth, go back into nature and become one, center yourself. If you're a Capricorn or you're a Sagittarius or Scorpio, I would say do your movement, go outside, play a little bit, go to a park, go visit nature. Nature is a very natural healing remedy for any situation. And then we have the celebrate life. I celebrate every day by honoring and respecting all life of Mother Earth. Another earth symbol, another earth card. This one's such a beautiful card. It tries to remind you that, you know, the goddess and the angels and the God and your spirit guides are here with you, and they're listening and they're watching you and they're trying to help you heal. It's just you have to be accepting of it. And in some senses, if you guys aren't broken up, he is also looking at you as someone who's very extravagant, you know, full of life, very moving, very grounded person with the earth elemental, and someone who celebrates life. But if you guys aren't together, that's kind of more of what this is leaning towards. This is a tip for you to start making these choices to help heal yourself. You have 2 here also with another 2, and that also means next to divine timing with 111, that things are starting to manifest, that you're manifesting things. And if you bring this stuff into your life, things will start to look up and you will find that person. You have soul awakening here. I am awakening to my true essence, and I am a full expression of my soul's vibration. And that is very, very much true. You are a vibration to your soul's expression, and that is who he is as well. And if you guys are not matching up anymore, then it's time to move on and let go. All right, manifestation. How funny. I was saying that you guys are a manifester. I manifest positive outcomes. So with this positive actions that you need to be taking in your life, it will make a difference. You will manifest that perfect person for you. Intuition. I am fully aligned with my intuition. I trust this powerful wisdom to guide me. This is very, very strong card as well. It's just letting you know, be intuitive, feel yourself, feel your energy, understand what's going on in your life, and have courage. I am courageous, and this energy supports me throughout my life. Have courage in what's happening, embody it. And also, he could be looking at you as someone who manifests, someone who's intuitive, who's courageous. But at the same time, again, I still feel as if maybe this relationship is coming to its end cycle, and In his eyes, maybe you shouldn't be worrying so much about what's going on through his eyes. Maybe he already made his decision. That's why it's not coming up as his thoughts. It's coming up as what you need instead, because it's done. The deed has been done. The contract has been fulfilled. It's time to heal, regain your strength, go and manifest, listen to your intuition, find your soul awakening, and trust that you are courageous and you need to embody life again. Explore, remember what it's like to be in riches of nature, in riches and abundance of happiness without someone who's going to bring you down. Because all this healing, he just made things worse for you, or she just made things worse for you, and now you have to go back and heal all from that. I'm Again, sorry for this. I know this is probably not what you wanted to seek out. Go on someone else's video and see if you can get one more linked to your situation. But if this did the job, great. I know it's not the original tarot, but I hope this helped you guys. Group number 2. Have a beautiful rest of your day and good luck. Alright, group number 3. Our first card over here is the Brothers in Darkness. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. You shall overcome any negative energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. So with this card, it kind of seems like they might be in a place of darkness. They might be in a place of negativity right now, and it might be causing you guys some conflict in the relationship, or her if it's a woman. I would say they also kind of look at you as someone with more of a feminine touch than they would have, what they would have possessed, and there's no need to be fearful. Let's read the other card. Let's see here. Scales of balance, balancing, give and take, directing and flowing, play and solitude are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and feminine energies. Connection with the body is the most powerful form of healing for the feminine energy, as it holds the secrets to divine feminine wisdom. Dance, sing, and play. So this could be a slight imbalance, and they're trying to understand where your relationship stands, where they want to take the relationship, what direction should this flow in. And they also kind of see you as someone who's silly, playful, understanding, has more of the feminine touch to you than they do. They don't really understand how to balance out the feminine and the masculine, because in the man's life, in their eyes, things are a little bit tougher because they have expectations put onto their shoulders from birth, and it can be a little bit of a weighing out more than the other. So they usually feel as if they have to be more masculine than they do feminine. Like feminine's kind of more of like that bad juju, or like, no, I can't go, like I can't be sensitive, I can't show that side of myself because then I'll be weak, and I don't want to be weak. And for you, it seems like you might bring that out in them. You might kind of give them that kind of side of the story, and they find it kind of strange, but they also enjoy it in some sense. But they are kind of in like a little bit of a darker place in this sense. And the Temple of Carolina, okay, yep. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage, taking risks that feel true to your heart, and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied and more of yourself, even if it's not always comfortable, are going to help you to live the life you were born to live. So for this one, it feels like you bring something out in them that they're not comfortable with, that they're not understanding, that they have never felt before. It seems as if they feel like they're taking risks with you, but they also want to feel strong and bold about it because you are strong and bold. They want to embody what you have and what you are because you bring out this side of them that they're just not really understanding. They're not used to just yet. And I feel like maybe you're going to make them used to it because they're putting the power on you. That's what I'm feeling. They do put the power on you because you have that feminine wisdom, and they feel like they were born for you. They feel like you were meant to be in their life, kind of thing. So, Eyes of Horus. The Eye of Horus brings divine oh my gosh. Perception, prediction, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight. Didn't that not? I swear we just read something similar to that too. Yeah, it just came up again. All right. Divine sight that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow and your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. Yeah, so like I said with this one, you bring that out in them. They see something in you that makes them want to basically become you or be strong like you. That's why they kind of lean more towards their masculine side. So how he feels about you is someone who's gifted, someone who is divine and has these beautiful abilities that he's not very understanding of just yet because he probably hasn't embodied them yet. He hasn't unlocked that potential in him yet because, again, it can be kind of like an unknowingness to it. He's just not very comfortable with it. So it kind of, maybe, I don't see any negativity in this at all. Like, he doesn't think bad about you. He doesn't think that this is going to end. It's more of like his inner struggles are so aware to him right now that it's imbalancing his scales. You know, it's kind of like bringing this out of him. Like, he knows now that he needs to embody his feminine side, not just the masculine. And you are showing him that. I would say be patient with him, be understanding of him, and know that he just needs a little bit more direction. And we're going to go into your oracle cards. All right, Forest Floric Maiden. Ooh. I've never seen that card before. Ooh, integration. Yes, that's exactly what I was kind of getting at. All right, and then we have sacred space. Okay, yes. And then your own path. Exactly. Oh yeah, everything is very, very according to what I was saying. So with the forest frolic maiden, I acknowledge my inner child and open my heart to the joy she brings. Yes, so dance, sing, and play. So you are probably a very fun, free-spirited person, and he sees that in you, and he loves that about you. He adores it, and he loves how spiritual and intuitive and free-spirited you are, and how feminine you are, and you embody both masculine and feminine. You have a good balance of it, and he likes that about you. And then we have integration. This one's a very powerful card. I combine body, mind, and soul to lift all of humanity into a new dimension. So that's what you are doing to him, basically. You bring him into this era of wisdom and inspiration, and the moon phases and the cycles over here are very important as well, because this could be a chromatic cycle where he is acknowledging what it is he needs to do in his life to become that perfect partner for you. And it seems as if also with the sacred space, I find peace, security, and contentment when surrounded by nature's beauty. So this also with sacred space kind of gives me like this card to kind of give him a little bit of like, give him a little slack. You know, don't be so tough on him. Not like aggressively tough, but like don't pry at him in the even the littlest form. Kind of just be his friend, be understanding, or be her friend. Be understanding and understand that he's going through his phases, he's going through his cycles. You know, he sees the power in you and wants the same thing. He wants to be as strong, and he knows he's going to get it from you. But there's also, you need to be just a little bit more understanding and patient, and don't push like at all, you know, kind of stray away from that. Give him his space, his sacred space, you know. Or maybe he's looking at you like you are that sacred space. That's kind of what I'm getting to with some of you. Maybe you are his sacred space because he sees that in you. And then your own path. I follow my own unique path with courage and strength. That's how he sees you too. And then with these dream catchers and these crystals going into two paths, this is also you too. Don't forget that even though you're correlating in paths, he does not own you and you do not own him. And why I say that is because with these two different dream catchers, you have two different dreams, two different lives. Even though it's very similar, his is a little bit more rocky, yours is more open and free and ready to go, but you want to follow that same stairwell. You want to follow that same path, and that's okay. And you two will always be there, but look at the cycle. You know how everything goes up and down. Maybe he's really good one day, and then like a week later he'll be kind of like stagnant and kind of out of place and trying to find himself. That's what this means too. The togetherness, and then you guys are kind of separated, and then together and separated, but that's just like mentally, not like physically. Sometimes he needs that space from you, or sometimes he needs to come close to you to understand. You know, it takes him baby steps to get where he needs to be in his life. And that's why maybe right now you might feel like he is pulling away a little bit, but it's not because of you. It is because of you. It's not because he doesn't love you or he doesn't want to be with you. It's because he wants to be more like you, understanding and confident, courageous and spirited and divine. So let's see what we have for your crystals. Passion. So I am the embodiment of passion. He sees you as such a passionate, free-spirited soul. See how it kind of lines up right here with the forest and the maiden. Very passionate. And then discipline. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings me freedom to my soul. So he's disciplining himself. He sees you as someone who's able to discipline themselves and be strong and sacred and powerful, and he wants to learn that discipline as well. And then we have dreams. That's so funny. I was just talking about separate dreams and together with your dreams. So I am constantly manifesting my dreams into reality. So he sees you as someone who is a very big manifester, someone who follows their dreams and has big dreams, you know, but sometimes your dreams are going to line up, sometimes they're going to fade and then line up again. It's just that cycle bearing moment. And then gratitude. I am grateful, and this loving energy fills every single cell of my being. So he is very grateful of you. He's very understanding. He just needs a little bit of sacred space, a little bit of that time on his own, and then he'll come back to you. He always will. He always does, because he feels that passion for you, because you're a passionate person. He wants to discipline himself because you discipline yourself. He wants to be in that dream state like how you're in that dream state, because he is grateful for you. So don't forget that. I hope this helped with you guys. Pile number 3. He is very, very much in love with you, but at the same time, he needs to work on himself because he's in a dark place. So have a great rest of your week. If you guys resonated with this reading, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Alright, pile number 4 with your first card. We are reading The Dark Mysteries. The Dark Goddess calls you to her inner chamber, where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper intuition is here. What a beautiful card. For this card, I feel as if this, for them, is kind of like they're in a place of fear, or you're in a place of fear of losing someone, or how they feel. I mean, obviously that's why you're here, but the opportunities are there, but there is a cycle that's kind of coming out of this card for you guys. Let's read the next one so I can get a little bit of a clearer picture. Portal of light. It is only this physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are a conscious being on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space. You will not become undergrounded through such spiritual work. You are not leaving your earthly connection behind. You are merely adding to it. So to me, this kind of feels as if they see you as someone who is divine, guided by spirit, guided by your intuition, but also they are struggling. I feel struggle in here. I feel confusion and struggle because they seem like they're in kind of like a place where they have an option, two options weighing out to them. Should they leave or should they stay? Should they continue? Should they stop? All of that. But it also seems to me that your guides, Mother Isis, and your spirit guides and your higher consciousness of power, higher source, is kind of giving you an option here to, if you want to keep holding on to this person, or if you want to let go. Do you feel as if you're going to be letting go of like the best thing ever, or do you feel as if you're going to be gaining the best thing ever through this release? Maybe this is going on through their mind too. Maybe they're divine. Maybe they're like an intuitive person, around as intuitive as you are or more, and they're kind of weighing out their options right now. And they do see the potential, but they also might see like this part right here. You are not leaving your earthly connection behind. You are merely adding to it. So let's see what this card has to say. Power over 7 scorpions. You're being in... Oh my gosh, why can't I read right now? Into the magic of conjuring so as to have power to affect lower vibrational sources. Through your own will and spoken word, you are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. So it seems as if there is an imbalance in the relationship right now. You guys are either broken up or going to break up or have thoughts about it. And it could be that he might be having thoughts about it right now. And why I say that is because right here, there's two options weighing out: his freedom or security. And then we also have, spiritual work, and, is he adding or is he taking away? Is he losing, or is he just seems very wishy-washy right now? And if that's why you're here, because he is being very wishy-washy, or she, it's probably because they're weighing out their options. Are they making the best choices for themselves? Are you the best choice for them? And it's just a time of matter, basically. A matter of time, actually. I'm sorry. And then power over 7 scorpions. This one kind of gives me more of like, he sees you as someone as a gift and very compassionate, very powerful, and he doesn't judge you. It doesn't seem like he, sees you as someone who isn't worthy, but at the same time, this could be kind of like a toxic thing in his world, and he's not used to something like this. Or maybe he's too familiar with it, and that's why he's weighing out the options. Are you the best choice for him? And then we have Lady of the Stars. Sirius is the celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom. at at an extremely high vibration. She brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at the spiritual level for you at this time. That's a very strong card. This one is kind of, for me, I'm getting the energy towards you. This is a message for you, obviously. It seems as if, like, she's kind of, your guides are kind of telling you to pay attention to his actions. What is he doing? What is he saying? How is he acting? Is it the same as how it used to be, or has it changed, like, dramatically, or slowly has it changed? Because it seems as if he's weighing out his options right here with these two cards. He's unsure about something. He's trying to see if he wants freedom, and he's trying to see if he wants you. He's tied to this earthly bounds, and that's what you are. You are his earthly bounds, and he's deciding if he wants to keep it going or not. Is it worth it all? And we're going to see what else Spirit has to say for you through your oracle cards. We have throat chakra. Oh my goodness. That is too interesting. Meditation. Ooh, okay. And then find your bliss, and then third eye chakra. Wow, we have 2 chakras in here, and meditation. Oh my goodness. All right, so with the throat chakra, it seems as if you speak your voice and maybe he doesn't, and that's why things have kind of gotten in a place where he's weighing out his options. It seems like I speak my truth and encourage others to speak theirs. He probably knows this about you. He sees you as someone who he cannot fake to. He cannot put on a mask. And I think that's kind of what I'm getting as well. He's trying to put on a mask, and you are seeing right through it. You are not letting it come. Oh, I see 2, 2, 2. And that means manifestation. You're not letting that happen. You're like, screw your mask. I can see you. I know who you are, and I want who you are, no matter your flaws, no matter our differences. I want you in my life, and I care for you. But he is also in a kind of a dark area, a dark veil, because he's weighing out his options right now. And you're part of the option, but is he going to choose you? Is he going to stick with you? And then there's also meditation. I meditate daily to allow the universe wisdom to flow through me. Meditate on this. You probably do meditate if this card came up, or it's a reminder to meditate. If you meditate, keep doing it. It's probably something that he likes about you. This throat chakra is probably something he likes about you, but also is fearful of it. It's kind of scary to him because you call him out on his BS. But also, I would recommend meditating. If you can't find the answer through him, find the answer through you and the universe, and then find your bliss. I am following a path I love and am fully aligned to my soul purpose. You are probably someone that he looks at as, like, this is probably something he doesn't want to let go of. You're someone who is very blissful, someone who's very aligned, someone who loves, life and caring for others, but he wants his freedom still, kind of. That's what I'm getting. And he's kind of like leaning towards that more than you, and it's kind of making you call him out. So, and he also kind of sees you as someone who's just beautiful. And this spiral right here, that's like the shell, and also like the confounds of the universe. This is also a very karmatic situation that he's probably noticing that's going on. It seems to me that he's kind of like a divine person. He kind of is a little bit on the spiritual side, like you. But also, with this third eye chakra, we have purple, 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 and then purple again. So this one definitely goes off, violet purple. This one goes to the crown chakra and the third eye. I see the wisdom of my higher self and apply this wisdom in my life. If your third eye is open, this is very, very important. I mean, all of it's important, but this is important because you are very intuitive, and he notices it. He notices how intuitive you are, and how wise you are, how passionate you are, how creative you are, and I didn't mean to be all the way up there. And how clairvoyant you are, and to him it's inspiring, and he wants to be more on that level, but he's also kind of thinking, should I let her go and work on myself and have that freedom to work on myself and open up those doors for myself, or should I hold on to her or him to see if this will work out? Because he cares about you. He does. It's not that he doesn't care about you. It's more of he cares about himself too, and he wants to open those doors for himself. If you have been prying at him and trying to control the situation, or if you've been letting it flow, I would say kind of give him a little bit of space. Don't like just cut off communication, more of like don't indulge him with heart faces, kissy faces, calling him babe all the time. Like kind of give him the chance to miss it, to let him know what it would feel like to be without you. And then we have spiritual awakening. I am a spiritual warrior of the light. So he could try, he's probably wanting to be more on this level because he sees that you are. Creativity. I allow the creativity of my soul to shine through into my world. That's how he sees you as well. He sees you as someone who's very creative and spontaneous and spiritual. And he's like, I think he's leaning towards a spiritual awakening. Flexibility. I am flexible and free to be me. With this one, I think that he sees you as someone who's understanding, someone who's flexible, someone who's willing to give him what he wants. And he wants to kind of embody that experience, but it's kind of hard for him. Oh wow, look at this, cycles. I am in the divine flow of my soul rhythms and life cycles. It seems to me that this could be a karmatic situation, karmatic relationship. And the situation here is kind of allowing me to see that he cares for you deeply. It's just he's kind of imbalanced right now. He's weighing out his options. I know I've said that like a million times, but it's true. He sees you as someone beautiful, inspiring, someone who calls him out on his BS, that looks through his mask and sees who he really is. But you don't care like the negatives of him, because there's more positives to fill out the negatives, and that's what you care about in him. But he feels kind of like in a place where he doesn't feel like the pros are weighing out the cons. He might feel as if there's too many cons, and he doesn't want to reveal it to you just yet. He wants to fix the cons so there's no cons to reveal, but you already see it, and you express that to him, but he doesn't really see it like that. That's what I'm kind of getting. I would say be flexible, continue to be flexible, continue to be creative, show your fun side, be his friend. Because right now, maybe he doesn't want the lover side of you. Maybe he wants the friend, understanding, and compassionate side of you. Someone to say, hey, it's going to be okay. I'm here as a friend for you. And if you need some space, all you need to do is ask. I don't want this to be over, but I also want you to understand that I am understanding of your creativity, of your cycles, of your past traumas, and what you're going through. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. Give him the option, because he might not feel like he's in control. Maybe he's used to being in control, and right now with these weighing out the options situation of his own freedom and his, earthly bounds, which is you might be just slightly overwhelming him. And even if in your mind you're like, I'm not overwhelming him or her, because I don't really say that much to begin with. I don't really, pressure him to begin with. Even the smallest ounce of compassion, ounce of like too much love or overwhelming emotion can be too much for someone like this. He's probably used to being more by himself. He's probably used to be more like isolating himself, and now he has someone who's so similar to him, or someone that he wants to be similar to. And it's tough for him because he's deciding if he wants to let go of you or not. I would say give it some time, be patient with him, be understanding. If it ends, it doesn't mean it's forever, gone. It just means that he needs a break. He needs to figure out what his cycles are, figure out what's making him like flicker like this. if this was a good reading for you guys, if it resonated with you. I hope it did. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys did like this video. I would really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day and keep up with my other videos. I'll have more on the way. Have a beautiful rest of your day, group number 4.